At the moment, truth is really penetrating its way into our lives. Um, a lot of us have been feeling the burning of the holy fire inside of us, although it's winter at the moment out here. I have never experienced such heat and burn inside of my body. The holy fire is at the moment really accelerating and burning in a fast pace, identifications and patterns away that don't resonate with source. And the closer it comes to the chamber where our self is seated, the more challenging it becomes. For instance, it's quite easy to experience presence in our hands. It's quite easy to experience it in our feet. Then it becomes already a bit more difficult if presence takes its seat in to our pelvic region. With inner work, you have this really forth and back development between pelvic heart, because they are in really close connection with each other. If the pelvic cannot expand, then the heart cannot expand, and vice versa. So there it becomes already more challenging to experience presence. And then the solar plexus comes into play. A lot of us have been experiencing stomach issues where the will resides, where true power resides. And that is already becoming a challenge, but the holy fire is working its way up, and it's burning, slowly burning the self away and away and away till it comes to the chamber where the self resides, and that is in our head. So the work that we have been doing in staying present, the work that we have been doing in allowing ourselves to flow with source is really going and is already putting us to the test how far we have come in getting out of our own way. So the moment you experience a lot of anxiety or obsessions, that means that presence, the holy fire, is burning its way into an area where there still is a lot of reflection and shadow work to be done. So this time frame is a really good and how do you say that, fertile time to sit with yourself, to start becoming more serious in shadow work, because the energies are accelerating so fast. If we don't slow down, we tend to dissociate, tend to not be grounded anymore, tend to start living in our head. While it's so important right now to be completely present in our whole body and how do you say that, protecting the fort, that is our body, it's our temple. So if we're not in our body, each centimeter of it, if we're not present there, then unconscious habits will penetrate its way into our consciousness. The moment we embody every inch of it, we are sharp when something happens uh, in the way of getting triggered or getting identified. It's easier to notice, it's easier to let go of it and just get back to flow, get back to source. Um, but the beautiful part is, and I experience it in my life at the moment, that I'm starting to see, I'm plucking the fruits of all the labor that I have been doing. There is more groundedness in the light frequency that is trying to settle its way to anchor to the earth inside of me. And also this deep knowing, this deep truth that the only thing I have to do is letting this frequency settle into every inch of my body. There is no doing in this whole process. There is no doing. The moment I think I can do, that's the moment I'm sabotaging the whole process, because the body is so intelligent. The light frequency is also way more intelligent, and it knows what it's doing. It knows how to transform every cell of the body. And the moment my self is coming in between and thinking it needs to work towards something, that's that's the moment that friction and suffering tends to step in. So a lot of shadow work is basically directed towards shedding light on parts of us that still think they can do. And the moment we alchemize these patterns, we become a beautiful ripple of unconditional love, universal love. And that is the highest manifestation we could ever wish for. Although I know in the collective that we live in the world that we live in, universal love is not being acknowledged as a very valuable thing so much. There are other things that are being valued, like what you do, how much you earn, what you can do for others, you name it. But people who have dedicated their life to becoming love, there is no, for the world we live in at large, there is no value for it. Just so please don't devaluate yourself by comparing your path to what consciousness society is living, because it is so valuable that people like you and me are acknowledging that becoming love and being this ripple of this frequency is one of the most essential and most beautiful ways of life. It is life. It is the core of life. And we still, some people already experience this a very high state of universal love, but we still a lot of us are still working our way through what is still in the way between universal love and no, I say it in the wrong way. We are working our way through the self, so that at one point we are only source, and the doing and the sense of self become less and less strong in our conscious. We're doing a very good job. A lot of us already feel the the, um, the fire in them to be an example or a leader for people around us. Although I think it's very important to ever remind ourselves that what we are doing is not the most important thing, but what we are embodying. If the focus still remains in what we are embodying, then what we are doing is just becomes just as natural as breathing. It becomes just as natural as walking. And that's why I always feel to just focus on yourself, focus on your shadow work, focus on getting out of your own way. And how you will interact and how you will be in the world will naturally manifest. It will naturally get its purpose, and it won't feel like work at all. It's just a part of your day-to-day living. It's a part of life, just as easy as taking a stroll in the forest. Much love.